Of course, it's idiotic to have Trump suggest that you can inject disinfectants into the body to fight the COVID-19 virus. And it's equally absurd to use China as a scapegoat for his own monumental ineptitude in dealing with the coronavirus. I have to ask myself, it's almost inconceivable what's going on here. How can one man, even though he's president of the United States, wreak such havoc and do such damage in so many areas? It's as though the Congress of the United States doesn't exist anymore. It's as though the entire apparatus, the political apparatus of the United States, is somehow defunct. Think of the damage he's doing. Withdrawing hundreds of millions of dollars from the World Health Organization in the middle of a pandemic. Sure, the World Health Organization has limits and deficiencies, as is the truth for many other UN agencies, but it is a rallying point for so many organizations who want to make a contribution in fighting the virus. And of course, the World Health Organization provides guidelines and directions to that effect. But it's more than that. We now know, just in the last 24 hours, that the Foreign Aid Agency of the United States, USAID, is sending a directive to all the recipients of foreign aid money from the United States, a directive to governments, to NGOs, to other groups that says you are not allowed to spend a penny of that money on gloves or masks or other personal protective equipment unless you get permission first in writing from the United States. And that permission won't be given. It's obscene and it's ugly, but it's a way the United States and Trump have of giving preferential treatment only to the United States. And finally, I think one of the greatest setbacks of the last 10 days has been what's happened to the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. The IMF has something called special drawing rights. It allows the IMF to use special rights to draw down hundreds of billions of dollars to address an emergency exactly like this one. And virtually the entire board of the IMF wanted to do it. The managing director of the IMF wanted to do it. But because the board of the IMF is dominated by countries with special economic and financial powers, and because the United States holds the largest chunk of voting shares, the United States vetoed the special drawing rights, and billions of dollars are denied low-income countries, especially in Africa. It's just beyond belief, the damage that is being done. It's not only stupid, it's murderous. That was last week. I'm Stephen Lewis.